Wait, this makes red mana? So is it a Grixis commander? I mean, the thieving strategy has never really been a thing. It's just the Nicol Bolas deck. I don't know, it's been a minute. It's not red. Oh, wow. It's not red. Hmm. Wait, am I positive? Yep. Huh. I'm surprised I've never seen this before. Wait a minute, this is actually a pretty good card. How have I never seen this? Wow, I've never seen that cast. Um, During your turn, cast cards exiled with. Oh, why did your opponent get to choose? Come on. It costs 5 mana. Why do they get to choose? Ugh, that just ruins everything. You can't cast other cards with Flash. Cast cards exile. Ugh. Okay. Um. Exile. Cast from exile? I don't know the wording. Target library? I mean, we could just slide in the crowd. Oh, Ashiok's pretty cool. Suppose Tasha is fine? What about none? It does what I want. Xanathar does what I want as well, right? Upkeep, choose an opponent, and turn I can't cast well. Until the end of turn. Alright, we're gonna play all the themed cards. And I don't care how bad they are. I say that now, but I'll do my best to not care. What set is this? Huh, that's actually kind of an interesting commander. Arcane Heist? Yeah, Arcane Heist is in... Wait. Reality Heist is. I don't know about Arcane Heist. And no, it looks like it is not. I remember when Agent of Treachery was just lights out. Ugh, the days. I miss those days. Just you cast Agent of Treachery, they didn't kill it, you win. No questions asked. Oh, to go back to simpler times. Also, hello. Oh, Mana Drain. How come this isn't legal when I'm playing it, but illegal every other time? They should work on that. They should fix that. Okay, so what's the other? Oh, did I put it in already? I did. Exile. Exile the top? I think I want to play Thief of Sanity. We're playing a lot of cards that really don't do well in this format, but that's fine. Oh, Nashi's interesting. Wait, what did Nashi get changed? Why is this different? Ninjutsu 3? I don't know what's different about it. I don't know the original one, I guess. We need probably Black Market. Connections. And with connections comes, oh, and Necropotence, actually. Comes Dark Ritual. I'm not a Thoughtseize fan. Mystical Tutor is a card, maybe. I was auto putting thief stuff first. I gotta put in the funny cards first, or I won't make room for them. I don't think I've ever cast robbery. I don't think that's possible. It's probably not possible. Yeah, I don't think I've ever cast it. No temple. Yeah, that's another thing. You spend your entire turn stealing 10 cards, and then you can't use them. It's just a really, really slow card that most of the times doesn't do anything. Most games you won't cast it, and then the games you do cast it, it probably doesn't do anything. Do I want mana rocks? Probably not. I need another dual land? What's the next dual land? Huh. I guess Ice Tunnel? No, this thing, Fetid Pools. I could play Ice Tunnel. I probably don't have to, but it looks cool. It's a really cool looking land, actually. Baleful Strix is cool. Oh yeah, Psychic Frog, my bad. Can't forget the I win the game card. Play it, win turn 2 card. That's in the game. Almost forgot. The Crime Rock? I didn't look at crimes. I haven't really commit any crime in this deck, actually. Remove 2 loot counters. I'd rather just play Phyrexian Arena. But I don't actually commit a lot of crime, which is probably wrong. I could play Inquisition Thoughtseize just because sometimes people just scoop when you cast it. You know how turn 1s be. But I don't really like Thoughtseize. Actually, you know what? I don't like it at all. I'm not even gonna entertain it. Ah, oh, Doomblade. I want to play Doomblade. Yeah, Celestius is nice too. Or Palantir. Or, oh, not Palantir. What is that stupid thing called? Well, Bowmasters has been working for other people. That means it has to work for me, I think. I think that's how it works. Yeah, Undercity Plunder's fine. It's as fine as it is. I kind of like Necromancy. Yeah, I kind of like Necromancy, actually. Did I end up crafting Damnation? Has it been that long? Since I don't remember? I guess it has, wow. Solve the equation could just be Grim Tutor, which could just be Phyrexian Arena. I don't know why I would cast Solve the equation and show my opponent the card. I don't have to. Wasn't there a better final parting now? Yeah, there's a better final parting, right? Dirge, Lively Dirge. Okay, not quite. I mean, I guess it's better at what it does. Yeah, I guess it's better at what it does, but it doesn't give me Gristlebrand. It doesn't give me Gristlebrand. I probably want more Planeswalkers. I'm not going to play Davriel. I'm not really emotionally fit right now to deal with Davriel. Probably not Narset. Tome is funny. I'm overdue for a good Tome scam. What's this? Oh yeah, Jace. Oh, Bribery is actually just perfectly on theme. I could play Expropriate, so I have a way to actually win the game. Could just slide that in like bloop. Dig Through Time, probably Treasure Cruise 2, maybe? I don't like these castles. What's the... What's that dumb thing? Here it is, Spectacle. Whenever one or more creatures dies... Yeah, we want that. This is just good. Oh, I do like this card a lot. This has been impressing me, but it costs 4. I should probably play Arcane Signet before I play this, and I'm not going to play Arcane Signet. Whoop. So... I don't even really need Rusco, actually. Alright, no Expropriate. Probably Treasure Cruise instead. Yeah. And then some giant dumb random thing. Maybe not. Maybe another sweeper. I don't have River's Rebuke in here. Do I want it? I have Cyclonic Rift. Am I getting to River's Rebuke? It's not impossible. Oops. Alright, well, that's an interesting start. So, this does Fire Breathe. I almost did it. The first Metal Bender, it's alright. It's extremely slow. But when it does the thing it wants to do, it's really cool. It's just, the format doesn't let you do it. In EDH, though, I could see myself actually playing that one. One of the few ones that I could see myself genuinely building from Avatar. But it just doesn't really function too well. Now, it kind of hoses graveyard strategies, but that's kind of inconsequential. You're not like trying to do that. You just happen to do that because those are the cards you play. But other than that, Metal Bender's, it's too slow. It's just too slow. You're just kind of moving cards around with your fingertips until your opponent blows you up. But it's fun until that happens. Anyways, so Azula firebends and creates red mana, but apparently that's not part of the identity, so it's not a red card. It's also not a planeswalker like Nicol Bolas, so it's a bit more vulnerable. Your opponent also chooses what gets exiled. This is probably the weakest of the steal your opponent's cards ever, especially in the command slot. So I don't have a lot of hopes for this one. I guess I should read what it does. 5 mana 4/4, firebending 2. When it enters, you exile a Nope, you don't exile. Your opponent exiles a non-token creature and then a non-land card from the graveyard. And then on your turn, you can cast them with Flash, and the firebending comes into play when you cast them with Flash, because you could cast them in combat. It's weird, though, because this has to attack to do that. It also doesn't let you cast any card you have exiled from another card, like Heist or Gonti or something like that. Tasha or whatever. So it doesn't... Actually, no, Tasha doesn't exile anything. It immediately plays them, never mind. So this only plays with itself, and that's weird. It's also just one opponent. Even in multiplayer, it does say target opponent. You don't exile one thing from each player, which is another thing I think is weird. It also costs 5 instead of 4. I feel like it's been fine at 4. This is just unbelievably difficult to have do anything. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. And because, there's Nicol Bolas, that's Grixis, like actually has red cards, you can do a little bit more of the heisty thing. People love their heist Nicol Bolas decks. Instead of Grixis Control, which I think is just a, vastly more consistent alternative. But, heisting is fun, I suppose. So I'm running all the steal your opponent cards, except a few outliers, such as, but not limited to, whatever that spell we were talking about. What is it called? What is it called? Ugh. Outrageous robbery, right? Is it an instant? No way it's an instant. Is it actually an instant? I didn't know that. Oh my goodness, it is. Alright, so I didn't know this was an instant. I'm looking at the sorceries. This is an instant. It's actually a little bit more interesting. I do like that. You cannot cast those cards with flash, though. So playing a control game and only tapping your mana in response to your opponent doing things is kind of out of the question. It's also a lot of mana to get a sizable chunk of your opponent's deck. I just don't really like this card. It's also random, but that's all heist things are random anyways. This is just very random, very slow. I don't think I've ever seen it cast, and if I did, it must not have done anything because I don't remember. So I don't know. It's way too deep for me. But all the other thieving kind of things are definitely in here, for the most part at least. Even Xanathar, which I would argue, and Crap Abomination, which I would argue are kind of the same ballpark, but I want to stay on the stealing your opponent's cards line. I just think Outrageous Robbery is too outrageous, especially with no mana rocks. I'm not playing any mana rocks. I don't want to in this deck. I think just more stuff is better. It seems to be you're trading speed for power, and I think that's fine. It hasn't felt wrong to go that line. Maybe offset it with more card draw, like Phyrexian Arena or something. But this is just where I'm starting. Bribery happens to be quite on theme with a deck like this, so I'm going to play that one too. Yeah, alright, we're going to try to do anything ever with this card. That's the main plan. We're going to try to do literally at least more than 0 things. Okay, that's standard roll. You think this one is not as good as the other one? Yeah, okay. Sure. Uh-huh. Think the other Azula is better? Sure. Alright, we have cards. They're arguably castable. What does this do? Is this the book one? Gives you the book that draws? I like this one. This one's cool. I have not seen this in a very long time. I could heist right now, but I think I'm going to get a Surveil land. And ideally not get stifled in the process. There's no reason to cast this, I don't think. That's a card, but it's not a land, and, well, it doesn't exactly have a graveyard. Okay, well, hopefully we heist a card draw spell. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Solar Transformer, sure. Let me just look at your stuff real quick. Alright, none of these do anything. I suppose this could matter at some point in this game, but it won't if I don't draw lands anyways. So, alright, I drew a land we can play on. Let's get ourselves black market connections, I think. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is not scary currently. Tap one artifact. Exile top. Yeah, alright. I'm not finding myself concerned with that resolving. That is notably not a forest. Oh, it's Talrand. What? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, I get to do something. Oh. First game? Oh, there's no card in my opponent's graveyard, actually. When did Talrand get into Magic Arena? Why do I not remember this? Wait, where'd it go? Okay, it doesn't park it under the Azula for some reason. I love this card. I wanted to play as a commander. I didn't know it was in the game. Huh. I could have swore I recently looked for it. Interesting. Probably not going to draw cards with the black market. Okay, they did not. This is completed. But this is why I made a 3-2. Oh, this tap... Ah, we can't steal anything now. I'm not going to make another 3... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should and just not draw a card. Yeah, let's do that instead. But I won't do it again. It's just going to be treasures from here on out. I'll take this opportunity to Jace. We just need Azula to now actually swing. A land is interesting, but it maybe a land that doesn't deal damage to me is more interesting. Alright, well, I mean, I'm almost just lost to River's Rebuke. I could have respected it. I didn't. Respecting things is toxic and unforgivable. Don't you dare Baral's... Oh my goodness, they actually did cast Baral's Expertise. Oh my goodness. I called it just as it hit the stack. That's funny. Alright, so they can bounce spam their own Eternal Witness with Expertise. I believe that's how that works. My main concern, though, I don't care about that. I care about their commander at this point because I don't have any pressure on it. I don't have Stifle or anything. The book is a problem. They can tap my treasure token, which is really funny. Okay, yeah, that's a thing. That's cool. Alright. Well, no more of that. Let's, I guess if I race to my own ultimate, life is good. Do I want Ponder? How do you pass Ponder up? Seems weird. Also, wait, I can Cruel Claws and Gift and steal Baral's Spaghetti. I could just do that. Alright, my opponent's hand is a lot better than that. Actually, if I take this, you can now not ultimate. Let's play this. Yeah, because I can flash that in whenever I want. Oh, if they didn't tap the treasure token. Imagine. Imagine. We shall take these in this order. And then I shall pass the turn. Alright. So this stops... It clears the stack, discontinuity. So it will stop the ultimate if they go for it. But I think the Jace ultimate is definitively better in this exact spot anyways. So I would love them to just windmill slam Baral's Expertise. Expertise. It looks like they are. Oh, I love this. Wait, I thought it was only creatures. Alright, never mind. It's actually just a good idea to cast it here then. Never mind. I thought it was only creatures. That's really unfortunate. Tail's End is good. It's funny, because in this spot I would actually shuffle away my commander, but that's probably insulting to the commander. Let's get rid of Thief, because this Baral's Expertise loop is a problem. I don't think I could wash away this, right? Yeah, it was cast from hand. I can't wash away that. They did not target their own Eternal Witness, so they can't bounce loop anymore. I wonder if that was worth it. I feel like it maybe wasn't. I think I would have bounced Eternal Witness. You could keep a treasure locked down anyways, so maybe bouncing this was a better idea. Although you want damage on the Jace. Okay, that's fine. Suppose it makes enough sense. Well, there's nothing to plus on, opponent. Oh, we're not going for the ultimate. We're not going for the ultimate, alright. I think plussing is better here. I'm going to be totally real. I would probably always plus. I'm going to be real with you. We knew that was on top already. And what do I do? What do I do? Baleful Strix again. Okay, let's, I could just... Wait a minute. No, because my opponent's hand is too scary to just windmill slam that. My hand is so stacked. Why am I concerned about reality? Let's just get rid of this, and... I really just... Alright. I'm getting rid of the commander. Putting it into the command zone. That is really funny. My hand is so stacked. Which is where we want to be. But we're at 9, so it's not that amazing. Do I Tails in this? Why would I Tails in this? I don't know. I don't know. Enters tap up to one target creature. It doesn't untap. Flash. I'm going to just Flash Prowess this card here. I think. We're going to counter this, actually. Wasn't sure what they were going to do first. Yeah, we're going to counter that. I don't like that. My opponent apparently drew a counterspell. Amazing. Amazing. That's probably one of the best things they could have possibly top decked, too. Okie dokie. There's nothing to do. They should go face. No longer swing at Jace. They do swing at Jace. I like to see that. They should definitely go face, though. So I think that's a little bit of a misplay. So they can draw 5. Which they... No. They draw 3 and pick up a spell with Eternal Witness. Okay, they draw 1 and pick up 2 spells with Eternal Witness. Is that how that works? That appears to be how it works. All right. They did not copy a Mana Source, which would have given them enough to Temporal again. So let's take the Season. And ideally not lose to a land. They really should be swinging at my face. The Jace has done way too much this game, I feel. Tasha stops me from being attacked, which is very significant here. Until your next turn, too, so it's always active until I get another turn, so if they take 2 extra turns in a row or whatever. Let's plus it. Let's plus this. A land would be nice. Mystical Tutor... Do I have anything to go with it that has any meaning? I'm going to not say yes to that. Dark Ritual, alright. So, just pass. Counter. Okay. They can't swing at me, so... They drew a land. The man land's not active. We might be stable. What does this do? Sure. Right? Yep. Okay. Okay. I could have floated blue. There is no reaction to this, because this is double blue. So I can't do anything about it, but it should be fine. It should be fine. I have tails in still. Okay, they didn't do anything. Well, there's nothing to do. Okay, they do windmill slam it. Let's see if they drew a counter spell. Did not draw a counter spell. Overflowing Insight is just in my opponent's deck, and they just top decked it, because of course they did. Alright. I've never seen that cast in my life. That's actually just gnarly. That not only is it in their deck, it's what they top deck when they ran out of cards. I suppose it makes sense. I'm gonna need something here. Opponent does not want to go for an approach the second sun angle, which I think is viable here. I would argue. I would like to also maybe get rid of my own black market connections here at this point. Okay. Let's just Dark Ritual out something that might do something. Yeah, let's do this here. Look at the top 9. It's 2 cards, right? Yep. So, Regrowth is good. Doppelgang is probably bound to be good at some point in this game. At least at the route it's going. And just take Regrowth. Okay. And then pass? I could have swung there, honestly. Alright, I'm passing. I gotta figure out a way to not die to black market if this game lasts 7 turns, which it can. I don't know how I'm dealing with this black market, though. Like, full stop, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Seagate. Alright, opponent's just windmill slamming things. I will try to counter that. There's no negative proliferate, right? It's just loyalty? Okay. Oh, they have energy. I guess they have energy, sure. And whatever this land is doing. There's no spell I could possibly find with Consult that does anything here. So they just draw 4, or is it 3? 4. Sure. That can copy anything. I hope it copies this. I really hope it copies this. Okay, dang it. That would have been ideal. It did not copy that, though. Alright, we're getting slowly out-maned, which is probably going to cost us the game in the long run here. Before the black market would do anything significant. I can blind Tasha here, but that is dangerous if it doesn't work. That is kind of dangerous. Like, I don't know what I could possibly find off of it, but maybe I should just windmill minus. I don't have a safe thing to do after that. Alright, I don't care. There's no way this is that bad. Alright, I got Baral and I got Leer. Spells can't be countered during a turn. Each instant in sorcery in your graveyard has flashback. Okay. So, Dark Ritual. This might have been the best thing possible here. Oh, the slumber counters. Okay. Heist. Well, that's pretty good. Now I just have to somehow... let's actually gift a card. Let's gift a card. I think that's safe. Demonic Tutor. I'll take that. We know about River's Rebuke now. Looks like Tasha might have been a good idea. Could take Bribery. And see what, like, the actual nuclear bombs are in there. Ideally something that deals with my own card. I don't have it, though. I don't have the mana. I'm going to take Force Negation. I don't have the mana to Bribery and get into a pitfall with Bribery. I think that's just a mistake. Let's cast Ponder. I can't cast that. These are funny. I'm going to shuffle, though. I'm after specific... Oh, I thought I shuffled. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spells cannot be countered. So what I can do is cast Discontinuity at my leisure. And my opponent can't really do anything about it. It cannot be countered. So they cast River's Rebuke, let's say, and then I cast this. Spells can't be countered. They can bounce this in response and then counter it, but that doesn't work either. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. That might not matter. We'll see. I can eat whatever they get. They get an extra turn. Let's end the turn there. I mean, there's nothing they can do, right? It's just happening, right? Yeah, it's just gonna happen. Treasure. Alright, still gotta deal with this black market. Cling to Dust actually is a moderate solution. I can gain 3 life eating creatures. Kind of forgot about that, actually. It might be the only way to stay in this long term. So... Ashiok and start plussing? They actually only have 38 cards left. I wonder if I can deck them out. Their cards being uncounterable is actually a problem, though. So I have to kill my own Lier. River's Rebuke deals with my black market. Wonder if it's worth going for here for the opponent. So doppelganging probably out of the question. I really got to deal with this. I have to deal with this. I can deal with it, so it's not... We don't lose to it here. What's in my graveyard for regrowth? Nothing but Tasha. I would like to recast Tasha, but I don't know if this game is about it. The One Ring gives me protection. I gotta think about this. There's a lot to think about. This is not easy. This is a 2-turn clock. I expect chump blocks. Lest they just get 2-turn clocked. I don't think there's a big reason to worry about that happening. They can block with, I guess, the original Eternal Witness, which I can now eat with my Cling to Dust. They might have wanted to reconsider. And with all this value, it's still just me playing on my opponent's turn. I guess I could play this, actually. Shuffle away a land. I'm not sure what the point of that was just now. I don't know why they just did that. It seems like a mistake. It also doesn't seem like it has any meaning regardless, however you slice it. It doesn't seem like it means anything that they did that. Let's cast Orcish Bowmasters now. And then... kill my only heir. I have to kill it, so let's... Yep, we have to accept that. We have to accept this. I have to kill this. Spells have to be countered again, or I'm screwed, so... There's probably a doppelgang in there, math-wise, where I can copy my lands, but I just didn't take the time to do that math, so I could just have more mana. I just didn't take the time to. Opponent copies Omniscience. Okay, well that doesn't really change anything, does it? No, not really. Target, copy, target. This doesn't change anything. It's only from hand. You still have to cast your commander with mana. The River's Rebuke being free doesn't change anything. So, do I counter this? Tap? Yeah, I probably should, huh? Let's exile Xanathar. Oh, don't tell me you drew a counter spell. Come on. Come on. Good grief. Opponent has had just complete runner off the top. It's kind of crazy. My opponent's top decks have been insanely good. Necromancy? Okay. Yep. I can necromancy anything that they go to target right now? Although I could also just clean to dust it. Yeah, one ring would give me protection, but I didn't cast it. So, Bitter Triumph. Discarding Feed the Swarm. Killing the Siphoner. Discarding Feed the Swarm. And then I probably just lose after that to memory. Yeah, my opponent's top decks have been just perfect. Like, literally just ripping the perfect card. Drawing like one card a turn is just kind of nuts, actually. It's just completely nuts. Yeah, no, I just lose. Wow. Okay, well, they didn't have a game-winning line, which is feels impossible. Whatever. I still probably just lose a full stop, though. The game's just over. Yeah, I don't even know. It's like nothing even matters now. There's not even anything to copy. Like, it's just like whatever. I guess I'll just cast this. Okay, you got it. Yep. That's nuts. My opponent literally just top decks perfectly. That's all it is. Like, I have Black Market, and my opponent's just... They top decked to draw 7 randomly when they had... They went to 0 cards, drew a card, drew 7, and then I lost. Like, I couldn't... I didn't have the mana to keep up with all of this. My opponent can cast too many things. I can cast the One Ring to stop myself from being hit by River's Rebuke, but that doesn't solve the long-term issue. I'm just falling more and more behind. They have too much mana, and they're ripping the perfect thing off the top. They counter spells right when they need them. A draw 7 right when they ran out of cards. I just can't keep up with it. I had to deal with my own cards because they were killing me. What a game, though. Well, I would put the 7-mana draw 7 in my deck if I only drew it when I had no cards on my deck. I would do that. Can recommend. If you know you're always going to draw it right when you have no cards in your hand, I would advise you play it. What? Okay. Weird hand. Leovold with protection spells is extremely strange. I don't understand. Maybe not you, but Jace is okay. Let's just simply put Search in play. Yeah, just gonna put Search right in play here. Put these back in that exact order. I'm not gonna plus on my opponent. If I wasn't going into 5 mana, I probably would. Although probably still not, to be completely honest. Okay, they decided to manually tap in a specific way, and I don't get the idea here, but I am about to find out, I suppose. Let's get an island. Alright, what's going on here? Let's find out. Okay, that just resolved, so I'm a bit confused. That does not work. Interesting. They can do it again, and I can just bounce Azula with Chase, so we can keep doing this. Alright, that has text on it, I guess. Do they know about this Spark Double? They know about this Spark Double, right? Yeah. Okay, this gets, I would love to find out what the ideal land is for Cropper. Okay. Nothing fancy. They just went down a card in hand to turn an island into a command tower. Interesting. I'm gonna just assume I don't need that. I feel like I don't need it, so... Let's... Jace before we don't Jace. I'm just winning with Brainstorm spam, honestly. I'm not casting you this turn. That order's fine. And then... Azula discounts the Spark Double by 2. When I get to cast it. Why am I not... Oh, that's a Cruel Claw's Heist. This game, dude. Why do you exist? Alright, well, I get... This is so stupid. Whatever. Okay. Out the window it goes. Out the window it goes. I thought this had flash. I thought it had flash. It's such a dumb card. The firebending is... Like, why can't I cast any stolen card? Oh, man, it drives me at the wall. Alright, yeah. I mean, I can just do that again. I can also do it again and again, because Jace bounces it over and over. I could have probably copied Jace. There's no reason to. I'll just take out Rusko. Yeah, alright. So, I guess next turn, with 2 Azulas, I can cast a stolen card in combat. So it almost did something. It was still good there. I mean, the getting around their protection is obviously really nice. Okay. Well, that happened. Apparently that was the only card I've killed so far. It's weird. Good old firebending. Gotta love that red mana in my combat step. In my blue-black deck. I could have swore the Spark Double was stolen with Azula. I don't know why I thought that. That's just where my brain was, I guess. What does this do? Lands with stuff happened in things. Okay. I guess I need cut down because now we're against the wall of green commanders. Alright, they have the best card in their deck. Love it. Let's play this tapped. Yeah. Because I can't not do that. I don't know, maybe Lunar Elves is actually better than this. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. In this, like, any 1/1 counters deck, having Hardened Skills turn 1, like, triples their chance to win. But Lunar Elves is still debatably better. Is that Earthbent? It is, so I can't kill it forever. Well, I can't kill it to start with anyways. Alright, Brainstorm it is. Please don't make me upset. Let's get rid of you and one of these lands. Okay. Firebending does not give your commander the identity of red. Does this land do anything? No, it's just a land. Okay. Whenever you attack, Earthbend. Alright. When you kill your opponent's land with removal spells, it is still killing a creature. It's not like you, oh, I lost value because I didn't blow up the man. Like, you still kill a creature. Opponent does not level up their spaghetti noodle. Let's get this and do the thing. I got ride the thing. Unfortunate. Alright, let's cast Fell, because I don't want this to kill me. They don't lose the land, but it's still just dealing with the creature attacking me. Would have liked to land there. Oh, I can cast this. No way. Wow. Alright. Well, that's ideal. Probably just 2 lands, honestly. I think that's a good idea here. Did I cast Brainstorm this game? I did. I don't think swinging for one has any merit. I'm not even going to bother. I don't believe it does anything. I have Jace in my deck still. I suppose I won't crack the fetch land. Although it's very likely I'm going to do it very quickly anyways. The best Crab Abomination is going to be is in a board state where that is empty. So maybe I just commit it. That's a Ghost Quarter. That's just a straight up Ghost Quarter. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This is directly in the face of a commander that deals with it cleanly. So my opponent clearly has not read my commander. Unfortunate. Or they're just giving up. Alright, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were just giving up. Alright, well, they had... Again, if you don't have Llanowar Elves, this is probably the best card. And they most assuredly kept their hand because of this card. But it just didn't come together. Well, I mean, it did. I just had the answers. Okay. We stole a card. You see that? We did steal a card. Azula simply killing a creature has been the best it's been, and I guess that really isn't much of a surprise. That's already doing more than I thought it would do. What is this one? Is this the one that... Yeah, this is the... Yeah, okay. Alright, let's play you. Another land is fine here? At least bronies are nice. I'll give them that. You gotta get credit where you can. Haven't cast that yet. That's exciting. I forgot to talk about this card in the intro. This card's cool. That's all I have to say about it. I'm going to counter that. Tap lands in your... This deck is weird. Alright, Gonti. Time to take Ponder. Amazing. Please don't cast your commander. That'd be great. Because that means the 1 mana would be lights out after. Okay, it looks like that is not the case. Swords? Really? Huh. That's actually very interesting. I'm not sure I fully understand. Let's get Watery Grave. I don't want to get color screwed. I mean, I'm gonna do this. Alright, it just worked. Okay. This could be another game where my opponent just straight up decided that reading my commander was not part of the equation. So, get wrecked. Alright, well that's a bonus. You're the underdog and no one respects your commander to read it. I just killed my opponent's commander for free. And then they have to tap out to cast it next turn, and then I can kill it again, so... You're wrecked. Looks like you got to read. Alright, well, somehow we played against a Leovold player with a bunch of Leovold protection spells. I don't think we'll ever see that again. I'll keep this, I think. I do lose to the Lighted Halfling. Almost immediately. Okay, no play. Fine. I shall retort with the same. Ugh, that's annoying. That's actually, like, really annoying. That's also annoying. Alright, well, now we're just losing. So, I start actually casting my cards. I need another land. I guess this is fine. I'll probably find the land. Okay, well, they slipped in, and now we're losing. Not by much. Still notably behind. Actually, quite notably behind. Incredibly behind. Oh boy, opponent has twice as much mana as me. I'm insanely far behind. Unless they do nothing enough turns in a row? Okay, well. I just don't believe countering this is winning. Maybe it was. Oh, come on. Come on. Mana value one. I have to steal that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have to steal that. The game's just over if I don't. Oh man. Alright, so this can potentially be really good for us. This can be good for us. We'll see. Yeah, Worm Power Stone is definitely not turn 1 Delighted Halfling. But of course they had it anyways, right? They just didn't have it turn 1. Alright, well, I have to do this. Wait, what? What's happening? What's going on? Is my opponent confused? My opponent probably thinks this is the end step of me, because they were not paying attention. Very strange. Let's take that card. I can now cast my commander and kill their fairy thing and take it. Alright, I mean, it's somehow turning around in this weird way. I don't know, is that even true? I get an electrolyze, whoop-de-doo. Look, I dealt with their cards, and they cannot cast Sultai Ultimatum and win immediately? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can with a land. Okay, they don't have it. I mean, I'm just assuming it's in their deck, because it's in every Sultai deck. That kills just Delighted Halfling? Okay, I don't really care about that. Oh my goodly goodness, we get the value. It's finally happening. And if I target them and I get cards from this, that's good for me, I think. Let's play this. I don't want to lose that. And then I'll lose Search for Iskanta. It's kind of lame, actually. I'll just cast it. Why not just cast it? Why not? I just lose Wash Away now. Why not just cast it? They most assuredly would take these two cards, so... Wash Away doesn't even do anything at this point, maybe? No, that's not true. It still does. Okay. They don't care about it, though. That's a very... It's either a very bad sign or a good sign. I don't know. That they just don't care about the counterspell. Leovold draws a card on the removal spell, and Leovold is recastable, so I don't really get it. They commit their own fairy. That's odd. It's actually really odd. Huh. Bowmasters is literally an anti-synergy with Leovold, so I don't know the logic. Like, I can't draw more than one, and you have Leo... Like, what? Why is everyone playing Bowmasters? Even Leovold players are playing Bowmasters now. What is going on? I'm so confused. I don't get it. Also, they kept me with the counterspell, and they had the only card that Leovold likes you to cast, so that doesn't make any sense either, I feel. Like, why would you leave me with an answer to the card that you just... You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We can swing, right? The game's not about this kind of damage. Maybe I don't swing. I do have black market. Let's just not swing. I'm not casting Electrolyze anyway. Yeah, I don't know why they would leave me with Wash Away when they had the one and only card Leovold wants every game. Very strange. Uh-huh. Sure. I would also tear asunder that? No, I'd tear asunder black market. I think I have too much health. I'm probably going for the black market instead there. Yeah, I would have hit this. Okay, well, opponent, you had the solution to this. You just chose not to use it. Okay, that's one of the best cards on my deck, probably. Oh no, I don't draw because of Leovold. Alright, so when would I draw off of... Oh no, it's gone. The fairy is gone. Never mind. I don't draw off Electrolyze anymore. I really should cast this Electrolyze, though. So, here, and draw a card. It doesn't work because of Leovold. Do you ever just forget Leovold's in play and make huge mistakes? Because I sure do. Alright, my bad. Obviously that was full potato. Let's be real. If I didn't do it there, I was going to cast the Electrolyze at a worse spot. So I saved myself the trauma. I was gonna... There's no good place because the Bowmasters exists, so it doesn't really matter anyways. Alright. This is a top deck. It's a lot better than mine. I don't even have a graveyard anymore for Psychic Frog, so... This is a problem. My opponent drew a better card than I did. Tome of the Infinite is very random. There's a lot of interesting hits. There's also a lot of bad hits. I guess it gives me something twice. I don't really care about Bowmasters. I guess I could have targeted it, but I don't want them to draw a card of Leovold. I think that's just better than anything else I can do. I just don't want them to draw a card because stuff like this happens. But it happened anyways. Destroy an enchantment. Well, that doesn't work out too well now, does it? Let's go here. With everything? Yep. That's it? What? Okay. Psychic Frog can't draw a card anyways. I thought they would keep the... Alright, well, we just undid the problem we had. Their top deck, which is dealt with. That's ideal. Okay, they just drew another profoundly good card right off the top. Amazing. Today has been opponents top decking winning cards, while we don't. I think I should cast this and gain 4 life, huh? I can do it later, though, actually. I don't really have to do it right now, do I? Search for an instant or flash. Is there an instant that deals with midnight clock? Because if so, I'm going to need it right now. Double strike. They'll probably just block that. Still gonna cast it. Let's see if they block it. Please block it with the 3/3. Tragic. Alright, so... let's get... Dig Through Time? Clean to Dust? I don't want to target my opponent. 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can cast Dig Through Time. My opponent's at 9. This is reasonable. This is actually reasonable. I like this. I should probably cast it right now, though. 1, 2, 5. I'm going to cast it right now. That's fine, and this can be fine. Actually, this isn't doing much. Yes, it is. My opponent does have a token, and that token does grow. Alright. I don't feel pressed to deal with Midnight Clock anymore, because I actually drew something good. Players have no max hand size. Each player draws X. Each opponent mills X. Each player draws X. Okay. They chose not to use it. They also put themselves dead if they swing. Cannot swing. Okay, they swung. Oh, it is Vigilance. Vigilance. I can read. I promise. I promise I can read. Can you do this whenever? You can. Tragic. Can do it whenever you want. Kill, swing, block. I'm going to target Leovold now. Discard a card. Just get rid of Light of Hope. It's not doing anything. Could have spun the Tome first. Might have been better fundamentally. Alright, Leovold finally triggered. Let's see if it's just completely lights out because it triggered. I'm gonna duress. Well, that was a very good card. Upkeep draw. Well, let's take that out. Play this. Find lethal, please. This is a spirit. Angel, demon, devil. And I guess that. Alright, we did it. We actually did it. Cool. Neat. Alright, so I messed up the Electrolyze. I should have just straight up not cast it ever until it was a window with no Leovold in play. Probably don't care about the Bowmaster trigger at all, but yeah. Alright. Them not taking Wash Away was weird. With the commit to memory is very strange. I don't know the... Again, Leovold only cares about a very few amount of cards, like wheel effects, and there's not a lot of them, so this is one of the best cards in your deck, and you just let me counter it. I didn't get blown out there. They had kind of the first big top deck between us when we started top decking, but then I fell upon a tutor, which one was it? Yeah, Waterlogged Grove, which found Dig Through Time, which then found more cards, so I started to pull ahead again. Yeah, alright. Cool game. I've been having incredibly long matches today. Well, maybe just one big one. Maybe they haven't been that long, actually. When you seek one or more cards, make a 3/3. I have never played against this. There are very few seek cards in the game, but apparently there's enough to play this commander. I am all here for it. It's green, so I guess you don't have to worry about anything. You can just play green cards. Alright, that's cool. What does this do? Whenever you cast your second spell, copy it. Alright, well, I guess you have to do that, because again, there's not a lot of cards that actually seek. Louis Plunder? Nah, we can plunder later. What am I even plundering for? What do they mill? Just one card? Okay. Cryptolith Right? I don't know the idea, but it's in play. I don't necessarily have to play Magic, so I can just keep this draw-go game going. I could've... No, that doesn't make sense. Probably just put this on top. You just put it on top. I've shown you a lot of time. Wow. Really? Alright. You got it. Well, now I'm going to go after the top of your deck, so you don't draw lands. Put them on the bottom. Or else I'll try to make it so you don't draw lands. It's the most likely thing to draw, so... Okay. What does that do when it warps? Nothing. Just gives them a treasure token. Oh, it gives them 2 treasure tokens. Ah. This synergy. I love it. I wonder if I plus this, Oh, opponent discarded Jin-Gitaxias. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no, opponent, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's so tragic. I'm shuffling in a card that didn't start in my deck. Look at that. We're playing Hearthstone. Well, sorry, opponent. Guess we're having this kind of game. I don't know if this is beatable. We shall find out. I'm here to see it, though. They can cast their commander and make golems. Whenever you seek a card, Doppelgang, that doesn't work. Opponent? Alright, well. Ripskis. Oh no. Yep. Oh no. Alright, well, it's kind of cool that my opponent almost actually dealt with Jin-Gitaxias. That would have. I almost wish I let them deal with it just so this game continued because I really want to see more of this commander. I really do. This is kind of neat. There are so few. Actually, let's look. Let's look. Let's just look right now. It's more than 2 colors. It's more than 2 colors. I wonder if the golems are even getting you anywhere, though. Like, all you're doing when you seek is just get golems. So, it's kind of weird. Never played... I've seen a lot of commanders today I have never played against. Not even a single time. I don't even own it. Wow. Well, I guess that's not a surprise. It's not in packs, and I would never craft it. So, that's not a surprise at all. And then we look at Seek cards. What axe? What are you talking about? Sacrifice a historic permanent. Alright, we have 1. Perpetually is... you need a merfolk for this, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's the 3 Seek lands. Seeking a spacecraft is probably not part of, probably not part of the equation. What? Well, if there's enough artifacts, anything's possible. I mean, this is just not... Tapped a creature. Oh, I know. I remember Buxton. Buxton's a cool commander. Have to play survivors. You can exile your own creature with that thing, I guess. That's probably so bad it doesn't go in the deck. Oh, wait, no. It's specifically artifact creatures, which are specifically these 3/3s. There we go. Found it. You thought I wouldn't see it. I done did. This has to die? Well, it does the thing. Oh, World Weave is huge. Soul Stealer Axe? You're playing Minotaur, so that's just going in there. Oh, Freyalise. It actually spams it too. Elves is just kind of disappointing though. At that point, it gets a little bad. It's probably too bad. Probably playing that. Huh. Pool resources is pretty neat. Maybe I should play this more. It's just quick study, except you get no lands out of it. I can't imagine the 1/1 ever matters. Alright, there are more Seek cards than I thought, but a lot of them are not that great. A lot of them are just kind of mid. Remove from a permanent. Shield counter. So 4 mana on average just seeks a single time. Probably not that great. Yeah, collector's cool. Yeah, a lot of them are not. Amazing. Oh wait, this exists? Seek a land put on the battlefield? Scars atop your library. Huh. That's a pretty nifty one, huh? Oh yeah, then the blue overlord. Or the alchemy one, whatever. Yeah, that one's fine. That one's actually okay. I'm kind of a fan of that one. Seek 2 instant sorceries, exile library, okay. I suppose there's something funny to be done with that card, but trample when it deals combat damage, seek a land. Yeah, alright. Okay. So there's a deck here. There's a deck there. Again, I kind of wish I could see more of my opponent's deck, just so I get like a better idea of what they were thinking. Not that I need it, of course. Me and my infinite wisdom. I could just put it together in 2 seconds. Literally 2 seconds. It's Leovold again. What is with Leovold today? What is going on? Leave me alone, Leovold. Of course, I have Brainstorm. Alright, whatever. What do you want from me, Leovold? I'm going to play Sync turn 1 and keep my Surveil Land for the Brainstorm, which I have to cast at some point wisely. Maybe I cast it right now, actually. It's... Alright, we're just going to have to forego the fact that we do not have a good Brainstorm. That's just fine. We're just going to have to accept that at this point. And I'm okay with that. If I wasn't, I would not be playing it. Does this resolve? It does. Alright, looks like they have an answer to it anyways. It's kind of funny that they feel like they have to kill this. Yeah, that's funny. I feel like if my opponent expends a card to deal with that card, you're never upset. so that's fine. Please cast your commander. Please cast your commander. Thank you. Love it. We kill commander with that card. You draw your cute little card. Go for it. I did not play a land, so now Brainstorm has to... Essentially, we'll see what it does. Okay, it got there. Let's get rid of... one of these lands? What if I got rid of 2 of them? Yeah, wait. What if I did this? And I can cast Grave Expectations and exile this when they reanimate it? Or I can heist. It's probably better to just take out Leovold if given the opportunity, which apparently is what we have going on. It's also specifically reanimated, because of course it is. Keep the rest of them because we have Drawn in the Lock. I don't want them to have a small graveyard. Alright, get wrecked. Alright. Okay, well, 3-0 against Leovold. They left it in exile. Oh, didn't even see that. I put it left it in exile. I thought I just won because I was ahead. Oh, no. Alright, love to see it. Well, no, hate to see it. Yeah, we hate to see that, yeah. I don't know. We win. Alright, well, this deck is dumb. Let's play that tapped. Wow, it's Tamiyo that isn't on the play. This is actually like world first here. Oh, it just has Mox. It doesn't have to be on the play. Silly me. It just has the card that makes it not matter. My bad. For a second there, I thought I could play the game. I got ahead of myself, clearly. I'm not invested in this game, so if it doesn't work, cool. Okay. Of course. So, swing. One has the perfect answer off of Mox, as is tradition. I don't even think Thief of Sanity is any good here, but I guess if it gets a counterspell out of their hand, I'd be surprised if this is a thing my opponent's concerned with. It's just beyond stupid. It's like they're always on the draw, they always have Mox. Oh, it looks like we have a ninjutsu card too. Oh, fun. Well, this is getting stupid. I think I'm just going to concede if they have a ninjutsu card. And of course they do, right? You got it. Dumb. I should literally never play against Tamiyo. I don't even know why it pits me against it. It's mind-numbingly stupid. I have to mulligan for like the same 2 cards every time I see it. Always has Mox, always on the play. And also answered my frog, too. On top of it all, it just answered the one thing I was doing that game. Literally playing different formats. It's like standard to Legacy or something. I can't even play Mox, can I? No, I can't. Mox Amber. Well, this one's just about as stupid, except you can kill their commander a little bit easier. Counterspell's nice. Let's get any kind of surveil land, as in the only one we have. Boop. Cling to Dust. Well, that's value. In 10 years, that doesn't matter too much against a mono green. Leads with the best thing in the game. I will play Drowned Catacomb, and then Siphon Insight for some reason at some point. Can I play a land off this? I can? Alright. Once upon a time, really just not doing anything. So. I guess I just play the forest? Alright. Well, of all the things that could have happened, I'm surprised that's what happened. Oh, this is the 5-mana Jace. Oh, it's the 5-mana Jace. I thought it was the 4-mana Jace. I guess it doesn't really change anything I'm doing, but that was obviously not what I wanted to have in my hand. Ah yes, Primeval Titan. As one does. Watery Grave. Drown? I can technically drown, but I think it's better to drown in this way. Just bounce this. Of course. Of course. Of course, yeah. Of course. Probably the only haste in my opponent's entire deck. Does exactly 3 damage. Lets them also recast their commander at the same time. That's actually unbelievable. Alright, well, if you wanted to win that bad, you could have just said something in the beginning. Good grief. That is probably the only card in my opponent's deck that kills my commander. And it lets them cast their own commander too. That's just ridiculous. Alright, well, it has been a day of high rolls for some of the decks. The top decks, and when people are out of cards, have been through the roof. But it's mono green. I don't know. I did my best. It had an unkillable 1-minute ramp spell. I had to deal with the commander 3 times, and they had a haste threat, so my bad for even trying, I guess. This hand is similar from last time, except Baleful Strix blocks the inevitable haste threat that I guess they'll have, but I don't have a Planeswalker this time. It's Rofellos again. No, no one plays Questing Beast. I haven't seen a Questing Beast in like 10 years. Yep, just Baleful Strix. Right? Yeah, we just cast Baleful Strix here, I think. I don't know why I wouldn't. Yeah, we just cast it. Once my opponent figures out how burgeoning works. What if they just played it and assumed I conceded, so they went AFK after they played it? Can we say that's truly wrong? That is not a forest, so I don't understand. Why did you play that land? Why do you play that land? That's the... What? Huh? What do you... Okay. You got it. Do you have another land? Is it a fort? What are you doing? Alright, so I'm going to capitalize on this market I've found, which is my opponent having 1 green source. What is happening? Maybe my opponent's trying to find, like, the hardest way to lose. Like, they're trying to play Rofellos on hard mode. This just makes no sense. They don't even have another green source. Yeah, you would... Okay. I guess it's Eldrazi Tron without the Tron or Eldrazi or green cards. They can't do anything with any of these currently. Oh, they can with Urza's Cave, actually. I lied. They can do something with one of them. I'm going to get rid of Cling here. Doesn't look like it's going to do anything. Although, to be fair, neither is Siphon Insight, honestly. So, do I cast the Tome? Do I cast the Tome? I should probably cast this and start a mana thing going. And I will get Watery Grave immediately and immediately cast Ponder. It could matter. It could matter. There's no counterspell to be had, but that's fine. I'm gonna just Ponder. All of those are interesting. Thief maybe the least interesting. Well, hold on. 3. Yeah, we'll keep those in the off chance it does something. Alright, so they can find a forest with Urza's Cave, which is a very embarrassing use of Urza's Cave. Oh, wait, it can find Cavern of Souls. Okay. Or probably finds Cavern. I hope it finds Cavern, because your mana base is just insane here. It finds Yavimaya. Alright, so that offsets all the issues they have. They can just Yavimaya. Now they're all forest. Everything's back to normal. Man, I love mono green. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? Kill this. I guess I'm playing Psychic Frog. I forgot to make a treasure token, that's my bad. I highly doubt it matters, I probably just lose next turn. Opponent figured out how to put it back to the command zone. Tragic. Psychic Frog lets me cast Treasure Cruise. To what avail, I know not. Well, that's not doing anything. Opponent appears to have a 1-mana spell. Oh boy. Does that do anything? I don't think so. Except make Psychic Frog larger. Let's discard a card here. Wait, we should cast, our commander? What if it's crop rotation? $11. Court of Calling for 11. I have no idea what this hits, but I didn't successfully steal it, so... Yeah, I didn't steal whatever this is. Am I dead to Crater with 2 creatures? Well, that's an 8. They did it for 11. Okay, so I didn't die to whatever this got. That is the Annihilator 4-1. Why did they not cast that on... Oh, they couldn't. I see. They could not do that. Oh, look! The card that would have saved me. No way. Could you imagine? Actually drawing what saves you. Could you imagine? Alright, well, can I kill the Nissa so I can exile the other card? Currently, no. So, we start here. That stops the Annihilator, but it doesn't stop the card from existing. So... For once in your life, Tome? Please, one time? God. Discard you. Discard Spectacle. Flying. No, I did not play a land yet, so I can Assault Strobe and draw 2 more cards. I don't know what I'm looking for anymore. But this draws 2. No dice. Alright, so I have to chump and stifle, and that still doesn't deal with Ulamog. They're all forests, so I don't know why they're trying to specifically tap them. They're literally just all forests. It doesn't matter. Oh look, it's the card that beat me last game. I can counter it with Miscalculation, if it's not doing anything. If they swing with both creatures, they're in trouble. They do not swing with both creatures. Let's stifle this. Get rid of 2 treasures, or do we get rid of... No, this is by far the best thing to do. And then we just chump block it with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not enough. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna block with this. I draw nothing. I have to do... Maybe I don't make a treasure, actually. Draw nothing, of course. Here. Come on! Come on, man. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Losing my mind. Alright. Well, there's no reason to give it flying, because they can't block it anyways, so I'll just swing. They have to block it. They have to block it. Okay. I miss lethal. I miss lethal. I miss lethal. Alright. There was lethal there. I didn't see it. That's my bad. I got hung up looking for swords so much that I forgot I could just give it flying and swing in for lethal. Alright. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Strobe was lethal. Alright. Oops. Sometimes you make mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are spine-snappingly bad. Oh, it sucks that I saw it 2 seconds too late, too. I saw it too late. Oh, that's so tragic. I was so caught up with Swords to Plowshares. I mean, even Fog is funny. Even Fog is kind of interesting there. They have 7 mana, despite having a ton of equipment and nonsense. So, alright, they have a reach creature this time. Can I cast Ulamog? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Dark Ritual lets me do it. So, swing for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Discard 4. Okay. Never punished, always had it. 8, 9, yep. Alright. We missed lethal, but we... we undid the oopsie the next turn. We cast an Ulamog, too. So missing lethal let me cast Ulamog. That's pretty cool. Yeah, my opponent's start was unbelievably bad. I don't understand any of this at all. Yavimaya is not offsetting the colorless cards. There's no reason to cast the or play these. There's no reason. You're not getting to max speed with Rofellos. You're just casting 6-drops on turn 2 and winning. You don't need, like, the speed doesn't matter. And the haste is kind of cool, but, you know, not in this spot. Also, again, another Rofellos player who had the haste thing. Probably the only card in their deck that has haste. So, but we came ready that time. Yeah. I was so caught up with swords. I was so caught up with Swords of Plowshares there. Oh, alright. Still got there. Hey, we beat Mono Green. The most Mono Green commander, too. Although, maybe Azula's more Mono Green. No, I don't know. They're maybe... I think Rofellos is a bit more... Mono Green ignores you kind of idea than the other one is. I feel. No 1-drop. I guess I'll Cruel Claw's Heist. Yeah, they can't cast their commander next turn, I guess. I don't know. What's going on here? Alright, well, it's the combo deck, and I just stole their cards, so I think I win. Does their commander do anything without that card? Opponent is not done. Alright, I love it. Let's get an island. I can't get an island. Rip. I guess it doesn't matter what I get? Alright, do we steal a combo piece with Ganti? No, we don't. Tragic. Imagine we did, though. So how do they win without this card? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me how my opponent wins the game without that card? What if I let him swing and just kill it after it swings? Nah, let's just keep countering it. I mean, they're going to give up eventually. Yeah, alright, you're right. Nice combo. Yeah, Tali's favor, yeah. So if I... What if I just let him swing, though? I feel like it's just funnier to let them swing. It doesn't matter, right? I either blow them out here or I blow them out when they cast anything. It doesn't matter when I do it. But they would have had to have drawn it. Like, literally, there's nothing else to do but specifically draw it, right? Because I took the retrace card. They'd have to have drawn it. Which I guess they did, because they went for their commander. But it doesn't work until you also have the card, so... I don't know, I just completely picked them apart. You only really need one piece of interaction to beat that deck. You really only need one piece, in my opinion, at least. We haven't had a Dark Ritual 3-drop. It's on the draw, and it's a really bad one. But I kind of want to just do it. And if we lose because of it, that's fine. But I just kind of want to do this for once. It looks like it is not going to work because my opponent has... What's the poison of choice? Oh, wow, it's not a 1-drop. Like, this is probably just not great, but look, I want to do it, okay? I want to do it. Leave me alone. Yeah, there's a reason to play the deck. I'm just... Like, they didn't concede really quick for some reason. Alright, let's get in there. We actually got in there. We stole a Boreal Grazer. Oh, overpowered. Let's put that in play. Let's put that in play. Reanimate was the other? Wait. Oh, that was from my deck. I see, yeah. Can't do anything with that one. Alright, we did the thing. Now we have to convert it to a win. But we did bop him. I got my hit in with my extremely expensive and goofy Ragged Man. Alright, do nothing ramp. That seems to be the par for the course here. You think it's the best possible hit? I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with that. Land, sink. So... Land... when this enters Earthbend 4. When that enters Earthbend... Okay, so Tails End the trigger, and then it's just a 5/4 with no text on it? Right? Is that... Can I do that? Okay. Okie dokie. So now let's, cast Ashiok? No, we should probably cast the thing that's wildly more consistent than Ashiok, which is this thing. Oh wait, we can just kill their commander and bop them again. Oh yeah, silly me. Why not? They can recast it later, but I get to swing with Nashi again. Eventually it will get me a card that's really good. Alright, there is one. Love to see it. I will... Watery Grave right now. Crabomination and this thing. Alright. For the viewers at home, we'll keep the Crabomination. If I lose because I cast it, someone owes me $20. You know, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Wait, why didn't they put the counter on the what? Okay, you got it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So wait, doesn't this work? Wait a minute, this actually works. Oh, this just works because I own the Ice Till Explorer. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah, let's take your random giant thing that doesn't matter. Oh, get heisted. The perfect heist. Oh, man, that card is good. I like this card. This card is... It's It's like Flame of Alnor, except in Dimir, where you steal your opponent's cards. I kind of wish this was a real card, and just turn the heist into, like, exile the top 2 cards and keep one forever or something, so you can actually play it on paper. This is a really cool card. Very solid, too. I'm surprised I have never seen it. The only reason it's in here is because I just typed it in heist, and I saw it. But I haven't even seen this in any Nicol Bolas heist strategy either. But yeah, the Nashi got there with the value. Definitely got there with the value. I'm going to swing in. This is still scary, kind of. If they cast their commander, it is like 8 damage. Wait a minute. If my opponent didn't concede here, Earthbend 4, swing for 8, and then you get another combat step and swing for 8, I'm dead? No. This has to actually deal the damage. So they can just swing for 8, have a 5/4 blocker. Alright. I feel like that wasn't the worst spot to be in, but they weren't willing to think about it further. I wouldn't really call it a blowout. It's just Flame of Alnor. Or Anor, whatever it's pronounced. But I guess it's not really a blowout. It's just really good value. It's like a 2-for-1. It's like calling Electrolyze a blowout because your opponent's heir apparent or something. It's just good to 2-for-1. Or Kolaghan's Command. It's literally Kolaghan's Command, except you have to have something that you most of the times won't have to do the thing. Whereas Kolaghan's Command, it just does it. It just does it. Alright. I've had some long, really long games, and I am over this deck. But I must admit, it is actually more successful than I thought. I saw a very wide range of commanders I have never seen before, ever. A lot of first-timers today. It's kind of surprising. Maybe Azula is just that low. It really doesn't surprise me. It's not really that great compared to the other things you can do in the format, right? What it's doing isn't bad, you know. The blue-black removal counterspell thing is just solid, and putting a heist thief thing thrown in there doesn't make it that much worse. Some of these, if you want it to get really, like, I guess min-maxy, you're not going to play the Crab Abomination. Thief of Sanity, one of my favorite cards ever. It's not welcome in Historic Brawl, so I just wouldn't advise this card ever. In fact, this card, it didn't do anything today, and it will almost assuredly never do anything. It is hard to tap for 3 to cast it, and then untap with it, and then swing, and also get any meaningful value from that. It just doesn't really get it. Sometimes you see Siphon Insight, right? This is fairly innocent. I never cast this, actually. Yeah, I never got to cast that. I was able to play really long games. Oh, that was another thing today. We had, like, a lot of players have extremely hot top decks when they had no cards in their hand. Happened quite a few times. There's like, we're both just top decking, and then they just windmill slam things that are basically like Immersion Ultimatum level power, and I just draw a land. So I've lost top deck wars, which is really annoying, but I guess if you ever get to a top deck battle, somebody has to break the parity, right? It's just, unfortunately, was never me. I would say pound for pound, my opponent's cards are probably better off the top than mine are. However, if you steal your opponent's cards, then, you know, you're stealing their above average top deck, I guess, with something like Siphon Insight. But yeah, those top deck wars were not in our favor. But if they were, I'd say those games were winnable, which is nice. Getting to a top deck battle with anyone is not common at all at the power level that this format is. So when it happens, it's neat. And when you convert that into a win, it's also more interesting. But yeah, I've had a really... There was that one game that was insanely... I think it was actually the first game we played. It was insanely long. A lot of lines. I think I could have won if I played slightly differently. But they were like... playing only with like half of my opponent's deck. And the One Ring giving me a protection from... like, River's Rebuke for a turn wasn't going to save me. Like, there was just a lot to think about in that one game. Honestly, I could make that game a video on its own. That was a good game. It's a shame how it concluded, though. It came down to the wire, it feels. but they just like had 5 draw 7s, and I didn't. You could probably play more sweepers, although I didn't feel like I needed more. Actually, this is, I'd say, almost the first time I felt like running Subtlety was a good idea. I don't really like Subtlety, but this deck was making me kind of wish I had it. I don't own a Subtlety. I wouldn't craft. It's not on my list, the top 5 things, at least, to burn my next Mythic Rares. But Subtlety felt like it would have been kind of solid in this deck. Force of Negation has impressed me. So, thus by extension, so too should Subtlety. But A, I don't own it, and B, sometimes it's just not good. Cavern of Souls is a thing. Wait, Subtlety plays around Cavern, doesn't it? I actually don't know how Subtlety reads. How does it read? How does it read? Yeah, it gets around Cavern of Souls. It does get around Cavern of Souls, so yeah. If ever there's a deck for it, it's probably this one. The Heist package, when you're... So, I don't know how to... When you have, like... When decks are... Let's say you're playing against the craziest things in the game. When you steal from decks that have 1, 2, 3 drop and don't do anything more than that, basically something that you would see in like a legacy deck, like Tamiyo is kind of like that. Baral is, but Baral probably doesn't really count because just the cards it plays. Scythus, kind of. The other Azula, the Grixis Azula, kind of does that too, to a lesser degree. So like, there's some commanders out there that play this 1, 2, 3 drop kind of thing, don't have a lot of cards beyond 3 mana at all, and when you steal from those cards, those decks, you might get a little bit more consistency. So you'll steal like a removal spell or a cantrip or a counter spell or some 3 drop beater or something. Sometimes that is a good thing, and sometimes it isn't. Like, if you steal the best thing in a matchup, sometimes that's great, and sometimes it still isn't good enough to be meaningful, and vice versa. Okay, what I'm basically describing here with more examples as I pop them in my head is it's just random, so it's hard to pinpoint like a core, like, oh, it's good when this happens, but it's only... it's bad, but in the same scenario, if this slightly different thing was going on, it's now a bad thing. It's just random, right? It's so random. It's basically like having 12 Ragavans in your deck, except you don't get treasures and they don't happen turn 1. You're just randomly stealing cards, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're only good at certain points, and you didn't steal the card at the right point, you stole it too late, you played it too early, you don't know what's your opponent's hand. You're just adding variance to an already the most random game system. It's a card game. It's random, right? Your deck is shuffled. It's 100 cards instead of 60. And there's 2 decks in the scenario. It's your opponent's and yours. All randomness is thrown in and really compounded when you're trying to steal cards off the top of your opponent's library. On average, it's not good, right? Most of the time you steal stuff, the best that those things do is just give you some kind of value. If you steal like a random 4-mana 4/4 with no text on it, you have an Obstinate Baloth just sitting in play and, well, without gaining 4 life, just chilling there, and your opponent has to deal with it. So there's the value. It's a 4/4 that gets into combat and annoys your opponent, or it swings, it harasses a planeswalker, or it blocks, or something. Like, so it's just this 4/4, and the additional value the card brings with it you can't really expect that because it's just random. Sometimes you get Ice Till Explorer, but you don't have a land to go with it in the graveyard. It's just sitting there as a 2/4, right? Your deck isn't built around having a fetch land every game for Ice Till Explorer or whatever. So you can have like a really good card, but it's random. But with that being said, the other side of this, not the firebending. The firebending is probably the worst firebending of all the firebending commanders I've played, I think. I haven't played a lot, but with firebending specifically on this card, I think it's at its worst. The other one, Firelord Zuko, the Mardu one, was also kind of just not doing anything, but this one really just doesn't do that much. If you steal your opponent's commander, you don't keep it because it goes to the command zone, and then if it's early enough in the game, there's nothing in their graveyard, you didn't steal anything, and you can't cast anything. That happened a few times. All I did was kill their commander, and there were no graveyard cards to steal, so that just did nothing. It just killed their commander, and I can't steal anything. So firebending with instants, I think there were more instants in here than any other firebending commander I've played, and those instants essentially get discounted, or one of them, you get 2 mana to play with in combat. It's red mana, which is unbelievable to me that it is not a Grixis commander, but it still generates red mana that you can only spend on stolen cards. You can't even spend the mana that your commander generates doesn't help you cast cards in your own deck. Really weird. This probably is, as far as I can think right now, the only commander I know of that generates mana that is apparently not part of its identity, so you can't play red cards, and the mana doesn't filter into anything that helps you cast your own cards. It's very strange. It's just laughable that not only is firebending just not great at all, it's almost mocking you in this stapled to this text box. It feels like it's mocking the player who has firebending too. Like, I don't understand. But moving on, the getting around hexproof and stuff is kind of neat. I played against someone with a wall of protection spells for Leovold. I don't know why there's a bunch of Leovold players with protection spells, but there you go. This did play around that. If there's only one creature and it's a serious problem, like Ulamog, there you go. You can now deal with it. So the removal part of this is actually just kind of fine, especially with a bunch of removal in your deck, so you can kind of fine-tune what is dealt with, and it gets around tokens. Otherwise, it basically is... I mean, they probably could have never have done that. I mean, knowing them, it's a surprise they didn't, I guess, but thank goodness it doesn't exile tokens. But stealing your opponent's stuff with this card is kind of okay. Like, I'm never going to mill my opponent, right? Milling your opponent doesn't actually help you because they just give you that random 1/1 that you milled, and then you now just have a 1/1. It's better off just not worrying about that. You have to kind of like... You're getting value from cards from the graveyard that have already done something, kind of, for your opponent, if that makes sense. Let's say you didn't discard the card or something. You had to kill it, or it died, or whatever, in combat. So you have this thing in graveyard. Let's say it's a creature. You had to, like, put it in the graveyard. And I don't think you should mill your opponent. So your opponent already got something out of that creature you stole from the graveyard, and you're maybe like equalizing the value it might have gotten or something by stealing it. But like if you killed mana dorks, you're just gonna get the mana dorks, and that's just not great, right? I mean, there's really just not a lot of upside to that line of text on this. Of all the steal commanders, it really is just not that crazy. At this point, you might as well just play Xanathar, honestly, at this point. I mean, it's 1 more mana. It's not that bad. You might as well just play that. Yeah, just the ETB killing a creature thing is the really notable part of this, and it's not bad for that, but the rest of it's like, I'm not a big fan of heist stealing commanders, but I will say this did have pretty good success, right? I mean, all things considered, it was still fine. I liked playing it, I guess. It's a control shell, I'd say that at heart. It's not a heist deck more than it is a control deck, and that's fine to me, right? Again, some of the heist cards like this one, and Crab Abomination, and probably this Ashiok, I'm not sure. Because we have this Gonti, we could probably not play that Gonti. Nashi is just kind of goofy. It's in here mainly for Dark Ritual. Undercity Plunder could be something else. Everything else is fine. Yeah, or Xan. Oh, excuse me, can't forget Xanath. Like these cards right here could go for other things, right? The upside of that is this doesn't help you play the cards stolen from other cards. So, oh yes, this could go too probably. So it's unfortunate. I really wish it could at least do that. Just let it cast cards that you don't own from exile that you've stolen somehow. I don't know how you would read or write that so it doesn't break Magic the Gathering rules, but just if I steal something with Thief, just let this cast it with Flash and Firebending. Like, just let me cast it for Flash. Like, let me have more to do with the Firebending if you're going to put it on the card. Make it Lightning Bending or something so it's Is It mana. You know? I don't know. It's a Thief commander. It's fun to play if you like that kind of thing. It's actually fairly successful, at least it was today, and it had a interesting lineup. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Yeah, Heist would be better if they had 4-player, I suppose. I mean, you'd probably fine-tune. I don't know. It's going to be 4-player commander with alchemy cards is a clown show. You're going to get, like, I feel like I'm going to get 2 games a stream if I do play a 4-player format like that. But it probably won't come to Arena. I don't think it's coming to Arena. It'll probably be a different thing. I would be blown away if they actually made a 4-player game mode. The games would be so slow.